Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Talking Wet. I am Danny, also known as Moistbois number 1, and James is also here.
I'm also here. I'm Moistbois number 3, James John. However, we do have a fallen member of our team who is having technical difficulties. That's Moistbois number 2, Mickey.
Yeah, he is here. You can see him.
He is putting an okay sign
I think he can hear us. We can't hear him. But who knows? We're going to get the show underway anyway, because who knows what's going to happen. At some point, he probably will just pop in with a weird noise, but who knows? So, James, there hasn't been much going on in the world because of the lockdown.
Yes.
Right. So I thought this week we'll do something different, because the past couple of episodes we've just been talking about the same thing over and over and over again, lockdown and the problems with lockdown. And it's starting to get to us a bit. It's starting to bore me.
I think it's starting to get to everyone, Daniel.
Yeah. So I thought what we'd do instead is, because we can't leave our houses, we can still go on an adventure. And I thought we'd learn a bit more about the history of our fair city of Sunderland. And when I say history, I was looking for urban myths and legends earlier.
I feel like I could probably speak about what you're going to speak to me about. Does that make sense?
Well,
I reckon I'm
let me
what you're talking
introduce the segment. I was going to do urban myths and legends, but the most exciting that they got was former celebrities drinking in local pubs. So very quickly changed to me Googling the words spooky Sunderland. So I'm going to go through some spooky... Oh god, now we've got a dodgy camera angle because Mickey's left the call. Did not consider this.
He's pesky.
Alright, you're sort of in. Alright, so my plan is to read some spooky goings on in places that we've probably been to in Sunderland.
Fine by me, bro.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll get to the bottom of some of these mysteries. Oh jeez. Right. Oh, what's happened there? What was that noise?
He's just coming in.
There's so many noises happening. I'm gonna have to edit this. I never edit these. Okay. Right. So we're gonna start on the spookiest.
Do we need to put a disclaimer out to anyone watching?
No.
That things are about to get lit.
So we're gonna start on the spookiest of websites. thechronicle.live.co.uk.
Oh.
The only thing spooky about that is the fact that somehow they're still printing newspapers after all this time. So, Sunderland has plenty of history to dip into, and most places have stories to tell. But what you might not know is, Sunderland has a host of haunted buildings and pubs that are overrun by ghosts and poltergeists.
I think I've worked in one of them.
You're spooked.
I'm getting there, like.
Alright, so we're going to start off in Washington Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere I've never been. But I have heard of, and I'm going to explore. Alright. Your camera angle right now is not complimentary, and I apologise. I just can't change it.
What do you mean? Is it like half my head or something?
It's like half a face, yeah. If you move more under your shelves. There you go, slightly better. Okay. So, Washington Hall, what's so spooky about it, here you ask? Well.
What?
Hmm?
Come on!
Well, you're not. I can't really hear you very well, and you're lagging very much.
I'm ready to hear the spook.
This is scuffed as fuck. Okay.
It's Virgin Media.
Yes. Dating back to the 13th century, Washington Old Hall was the ancestral home of the family of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Did not know that.
Is it actually?
Yeah, according to the Chronicle. Okay, so What's so spooky about it? The building is rich in history and ghosts. It seems, after visitors reported seeing the Grey Lady, who can often be heard crying and wandering about. Yeah, she's also in Derwent Hill, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. Over the years, there have been various other spooky sightings, including a woman who sits in the corner of rooms and a man who eerily stares in the hallways. A man in 1940s clothing has also been seen in the gardens, and sounds of children playing can sometimes be heard echoing through the building. Alright, so first off, children playing. There's one logical reason that might be happening.
Isn't it now a school?
It's not a school, but it's like a place where children go.
Yeah, so I think I've done a gig there.
You might well have.
So I think I did a gig when it was like kind of like an open day for like arts and crafts.
And
I think I played a gig there.
Spooky.
But I think it's one of them buildings that's got like a new bit built on it.
Yeah, and all the ghosts are in the old bit.
Yeah, so they're just chilling in the old bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people build new bits on buildings.
Yeah, because ones that get too full of ghosts, you can't.
Need to expand.
Yeah, you gotta build somewhere new so the real living people can go there. I like the idea of waking up to a woman sitting in the corner of the room. Just spooky.
But, you know what?
Ah, shit, he's rejoined now. But he hasn't. He's pushed you even further.
Harry Graham used to say that she used to wake up and there used to be people sitting in corners of rooms.
So I guess nobody will know who that is, but Harriet's your sister, and she claims to have supernatural abilities.
Yes. The weird thing is, though, she doesn't like claim to have it. She doesn't go around bragging about it.
You need to move back to your original spot, James. So
she doesn't go around like bragging about it. Just every now and again, she just comes up with something like bizarre.
Yeah.
I haven't fixed it, but I fixed it.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, mate, you've got your headset.
Hello.
This is what you've got.
Oh wow,
Is that not the first thing I told you to do?
No, James, it's not good. The thing with you, James, you're such a lazy person who contributes nothing to society. When there's a problem, you can skate past it. I can't. I need to address it. I need to deal with it.
Alright, so anyway, there's a spooky woman.
We're in the spook.
Yeah.
That was the greatest spook of them all, wasn't it?
That was a spook. We were already on the edge.
We're in Washington Hall.
Washington Hall. Lots of spooks happening in Washington Hall. I'm gonna also just search Washington.
Women sit in corners of rooms. Children.
It's your house.
Children play in the courtyard. Plot twist.
Oh.
There's nobody actually there.
Oh wow, okay. So I've found a website that's from the early 2000s, I'm guessing. It's fully blue. The whole thing is the same colour of blue. And it's just a wall of text. So this is how we know we're in real haunted territory.
Oh, absolutely.
So here are some ghosts for you. Some real life ghosts. In 1886, a steeplejack working on the fly loft of Washington Hall plummeted to his death. Did his spirit ever leave the hall? And that's the end. That's the end of this guy.
That's all that website says.
I'm spooked. I am spooked. Who knows?
Who's hosting that website?
It's actually the University of Notre Dame is hosting the website.
Your university.
Oh, that's scary. So over the years, numerous students have attempted to rendezvous with the ghost in Washington Hall, even though the building is officially closed after 11 p.m. Them bad lads. While most of these stakeouts have been uneventful, One incident suggests that the ghost of the hall is still sensitive to university policies.
I don't feel about any of that.
I don't know what that means. I think I've skipped quite a lot of this wall of text. In fact, I know I have. I've scrolled straight through it. Alright. No. So, Washington Hall. Haunted or not haunted? You've been, James.
I mean, so it sounds pretty haunted, but because it's not, like, as far as the city goes, it's not that near us, it doesn't really influence. I'm going to just have to go with not haunted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with James. Out of sight, out of mind, isn't it?
Right. So, solid not haunted
If it
on
was
that one.
still haunted, I would have heard about it.
Erica Cora would have been there if it was haunted down.
Okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. So, we'll move on to one that is a bit closer to home. Probably about equidistant between all of our houses, actually, this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find some more specific ghosts of it. The Royalty Theatre.
Oh,
Ooh. So, bit
I've
of
heard
background.
things about this.
Bit of background on this one. The Royalty Theatre was originally built as a church during the late 1800s and has reportedly been a host to spooky occurrences. It was once used as a soldiers' hospital through the First World War and has been plagued by the sounds of moaning and whistling. Footsteps are heard throughout the theatre, and there is said to be a man seen sitting at the back of the auditorium. Doors have also been slammed, and people's belongings have strangely gone missing. Every theatre that claims to be haunted always has one guy in the back of the auditorium sitting there.
Maybe it's the same.
I think whoever wrote that text is actually robbing the Royalty Theatre, and they've wrote that to cover up their own tracks.
Nah, that is smart.
Got from that.
Doors slamming and just random men
Running about,
carrying
stuff going missing.
But
So,
no, I have heard people in the past talk about the Royalty Theatre being haunted. I don't know any background, but I've definitely heard them two words in the same sentence.
I'm trying to find any sort of website that is like... Okay, Spirit Seekers. Yeah?
I've got a little profile and mention.
Yeah, sorry, I've just noticed that myself. Thank you. So I found spiritseekers.info. This is a spooky site. Okay, Royalty Theatre. 27 videos, pictures and comments. So...
What about the Royalty Theatre?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the actual comments. Image of little ghost girl caught in the theatre. I wish I could show you this, but I can't. It's literally a picture of just black.
Just black?
It's just a black picture. So I don't know what to tell you.
What's the website called?
Spiritseekers.info. So, I've never personally been to the Royalty Theatre. Again, this is somewhere that after the lockdown lifts, I'm going to be going.
Oh yeah, 100%. Gotta get in touch with that, haven't you?
I would like to hunt some ghosts. I think we should.
I think I've been once to see Dick Whittington.
Oh.
But
were you sat at the back of the auditorium by any chance?
I wasn't very spooked.
Could you hear
I'm gonna
moaning?
review the full size image, Dan. Oh, that is a girl.
Your audio is shite, James. I can't tell you.
Over guy.
It's
But then again, the spirits.
maybe this is the haunted podcast. Everything's gone wrong so far. Yeah, can't see that.
Yeah.
You're holding that off screen, so that was useful. So
Great insight, James.
Royalty Theatre, haunted or not haunted?
I'm going with haunted.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Like I think that's pretty common. So I'm going haunted / teeth.
Yeah, I think there is. I'm with Mickey, and there is just a man stealing.
It's the greatest game.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And I think if you're planning on stealing, it's smart to set up a haunted background sort of thing. Means you can get away with more.
I can hear my name.
Spooky.
Can you see colours, hear names? Aliens.
Alright, so
Would they be classed as spooky?
aliens.
Yeah.
Are you spooked out by them?
I think I'm getting haunted.
I am spooked, but I'm spooked out by a lot of things. Would there be spooky in the same
Spooky,
context
yeah.
as like this arena?
For me, anything that spooks you is a spooky.
No, but like it could be
So-
there's just a supermarket on the corner that just has loads of rotten chicken. That'd be pretty
Spooky,
but,
yeah.
Like, haunted, is it?
That's paranormal to me.
I don't know.
Anything that spooks me is paranormal. We had a paedophile DT teacher. Didn't find out for a while. Spooky, paranormal.
I remember actually in class, Derek a caller and loads of people with cameras walking in pointing spoons about like, oh, have you seen the spoon?
It happened. I know it
That was
happened.
the best.
Yeah.
On all the ghost shows, it'd be like a spoon or a fork or like a cup or something going flying across the room. Oh, have you heard that signal?
I absolutely love Most Wanted. Most Wanted? Haunted.
It was essentially Most Wanted, but I don't know.
It's maybe we should do that on stream sometime. Watch some clips from Most Haunted. That's like good digestible content. And put that straight on the YouTube.
He's the worst thing about that is he's dead now, isn't he, or Derek?
Aye. Or is he?
Well, do you really die? Like, if it's Derek and he dies, I'd imagine there's just about like 30 odd ghosts standing in a circle, like, "Hi, pal, welcome to the shallow realm. Come at us."
They're all just wanking at him.
You've tried out me on live television. Let's fucking go, bro.
That's actually the path into the afterlife. The ghosts have to bukkake you.
The ectoplasm.
Derek Okora knew that it was coming, but he went for it anyway.
I was getting spooked there, sorry boys.
That's fine.
Fighting it for so long.
This next one. No, we've discussed Derek Okora getting jizzed on by the dead. What was his friend called? Psychic Sally? Or was it?
It rhymes, so it's probably right.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Derek Okora's ghost hunting friend.
I don't know these people.
Oh, that's gonna annoy me. I know I've got a computer right here and I could Google it, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, do you think she's now hunting for Derek's ghost?
I'm trying to read a one.
No. Alright, so this one's more of an actual mainstream pop culture thing because it's quite a famous ghost in the ghost realms,
Alright, cool.
and that is Hilton Castle. Alright. Now
It's Dracula.
there's a ghost called the Cold Lad of Hilton. Cold spelt Cauld.
Like
Right.
Cauldron.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright. So, this guy's actually got a Wikipedia page. So, again, we're back to olden times, because that's where all ghosts are from, remember? Apart from Derek. May he rest in peace. So, the Cold
She's got a
Lad
wiki, it's legit.
of Hilton is a ghost of a murdered stable boy. His name was Robert Skelton. That's pretty spooky. You can't tell me
That
that's
is
not
quite-
spooky.
That is quite spooky.
So it haunts the ruins of Hilton Castle. He died in the 16th or 17th century. So there's a legend, alright?
Mm-hmm.
And this is really long, so I'm going to just skip through it and probably miss loads of important parts, alright?
Yes.
Yeah.
So apparently, the Baron of Hilton, he had a fit daughter, alright? So the stable boy was like proper banging her on the side.
Get it. Like the story already.
Got caught, and he's got killed, got decapitated, or stabbed by a pitchfork, or hit in the back of the head by a riding crop. So one of them three.
What happened? And it's like a dealer's choice of like whatever you want.
I feel like you could probably tell when you saw the ghost if he was decapitated or not.
I feel like I'd be pals with the ghost. I feel like he's been through a bit. You feel like?
Or if he just had 4 random holes in him somewhere.
So here's the thing. I like ghosts. I'd happily just chill out with a ghost, I think.
No, you say that, but like there's some menacing ghosts out there, fam.
Are there? Like this lad, he was just having a cheeky bang with the Baron's daughter.
But now he's got a lifelong vendetta.
Aye, but I can help him out, can't
I reckon he still goes round banging other ghosts.
I?
I reckon he's like Jack the Lad of ghosts.
That's why you always hear him moaning in the royalty.
He's the Mickey Smiles of ghosts.
Okay.
if you hear a ghost, you'd be him.
So
Wild acquisitions.
So, do you know Hilton Castle? The
Yeah.
ruins?
Yes.
Do you know how in between the turrets they have little black figurines of people, outlines of people? I reckon they were put there because people kept seeing this Caldy boy just knotting about in the turret. So the council like, oh god, we're getting so many people telling us that's a ghost. So they put them up. So when people goes, oh, I think I saw. Oh no, it's just there. So I reckon it is haunted, and I reckon they ruled out the potential of people knowing it was haunted by putting shadows of people
When you
in between.
so like
when you say they ruled it out, Lord James, who's they? Are you trying to say it's a secret ghost society protecting them, covering them up?
Course there is, mate.
So I just want to get back to the actual story. The Baron, after killing him in one of those 3 ways, he put his body in a lake, in a pond, or an unused well. There's a lot of options. It's like a choose your own adventure. This one.
I think
What
we've
is
gone down the full lore of ghosts at this point.
Is this an
And-
episode of Twilight?
Eventually, the bodies came back. The body came back, and the Baron was tried for the murder, but he had an alibi. An old farm worker stated that the Baron had ordered the boy to remove a tool from the top shelf in the barn, and the boy had fallen, seriously wounding himself in the process. The Baron had tended to the wounds, but the boy had died, and the Baron was pardoned. Soon afterwards, strange events began to occur in the castle. The kitchen would be tidied at night if left in a mess, or messed up if left tidy. You see, I wouldn't mind that. Ghosty boy is tidying up for
That's
us.
free labour. That's free labour, isn't it?
After I killed this boy for shagging my daughter, and to get revenge, he cleans me kitchen.
Every time you walk through the kitchen, clean because you're son. What's going on your family?
So apparently, an unseen person would take hot ashes from the fires and lie on them, leaving imprints of a body. So that's probably what the shadow thing is for, James.
Right.
So, and chamber pots were emptied on the floor. That one doesn't seem very ghosty. That just seems like somebody's absolute gross and is like, oh no, it was the ghost.
Oh shit, fuck's up here.
not even hitting the pot, man.
So after a while, a kook stayed up until midnight to see who was causing the mischief. He saw the ghost of a naked boy and heard him crying, "I'm cold!"
That's a joke.
No,
Have you literally just
that's legit.
just said all that just to put my punchline?
So it's a naked boy
Is
who's
that it?
cold. Alright.
Is this bloke when Benjamin Button he went younger?
And the kook and his wife left a warm cloak for the ghost. And the next night they
Warm
heard.
cloak. Where
The
did you
next
get warm cloaks from?
Night
Then did he shout, "I'm warm"?
they
That's
heard.
why you kept.
He is a cloak, and he is a hood. The card lad of Hilton will do no more good. The ghost disappeared, and the strange occurrences ceased. Though even now people claim to have heard the ghostly cries of the card lad.
I don't think I'll sleep tonight.
So he rhymes. He's like, can he good? I like this one. He's a
Yeah,
little
I
rhymer.
think there's a lot
Do
of
you not
holes
think
in
it
the story.
sounds too much like a story though?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely made up by this kook who's been shitting on the floor and need to blame someone.
Some days he
Do you
could
know what I
bother to
think?
tidy his kitchen. Others
I
days
was
he
about to
couldn't be
say,
bothered.
that's exactly what it is. One day, like he's cleaned the kitchen, then someone's came in, like, what the fuck's going on in here?
Yeah.
And he's like, he's tried to do too much, and now like, yeah, I cannot withhold them standards.
So apparently, shit. So he sings a song. Would you like to hear the song?
Yes, please, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. I don't know what tune to do this to. Where's me? The acorn's not yet fallen from the tree. That's to grow the wood, to make the cradle. That's to rock the bairn. That's to grow the man. That's to lay me. That's the whole song.
Why are you speaking like Scottish?
I don't know.
He's from Sunderland.
I know. I could have done that in my normal accent, couldn't I? So that's the cold lad. He's fucking people up, man. He's cleaning your kitchen. He's making ashy floors. He's naked. He might have a head, he might not.
Yeah, he might have been stabbed. He might have.
So what was saying? Hilton Castle, haunted or not haunted?
I'm going no.
I think it's kind of haunted, like
You doing my boy like that? You're saying no?
Mate,
haunted. Yeah.
I'm like cowled. He can catch these hands tonight if he wants them, or he can clean my kitchen. And then I'll know he'll exist.
Here's my thing, right? If ghosts do exist, I'm saying this now. I invite the cold lad to come and knock one back with me. Right, warm him up, get some beer in him, get his beer jacket on.
Cal Dad, Cal Bebs.
And also, the second that this lockdown is over, we're doing a ghost hunting in Hilton Castle.
I'm not going there. No, it's not haunted, and I don't want to commit any crimes. I want nothing.
It's
to
not
do
a
with it.
crime.
Do you know
find
what he
him.
looks like? Someone's drew what he looks like. He's like a little goblin dude
Yeah,
with a cloak on.
we're gonna knock some back.
Can anyone see the goblin dude?
I saw
don't know
him,
how-
yeah.
I don't know how to show phones.
No, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little goblin.
Dude.
I'm giving
He's
this.
kind of yeah.
I'm
I'd
giving this a
invite him out.
big haunting out of 10.
I think that's I do. I agree.
He's real, I believe. I love him.
And our kitchens are going to be
Google.
messy tomorrow morning.
I hope
You
so.
won't be happy with me, I don't think. I've googled Cal Lad, and I've just got more Derek Acora. Oh, now I've got the same one as you. Cal Lad. Yeah, why is he a goblin now?
Fuck knows, mate. Fuck knows. I'm gonna do 2 more, 3 more.
KKK.
Alright. 3 more spots that I want to visit in the northeast before we finish.
Yeah.
Because again, these are all 3 places that we've all been.
Come on then.
So we're gonna start off with the Wheat Chief Hotel.
Ah, yeah.
I'm assuming the Wheat Chief Hotel is the same as the Wheat Chief pub.
I'll tell you what, you haunted that.
Exactly.
That's actually.
That's why I was laughing.
So do you want to hear some
Ah.
creepy stuff about this?
There's loads of underage kids.
There's loads of underage kids getting served beer. Spooky.
Number 2, say, hits with the straw.
No, so
Hang on, we need to put that in context. We weren't serving underage kids. Right, boom.
we were the underage kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Story.
I want to take you back a long time ago is the only thing that this website's telling me. A young girl.
Right.
She's in the Wheat Chief. Alright, she's probably necking a pint and know what they're like.
Oscars.
She is looking for a father, right? She gets killed by an evil highwayman. Right, that's that's somewhere in the 1800s, I think. She's been killed.
There was so what? She was a little lass was killed by a
Little
highwayman
girl killed by an evil highwayman. And
in the hotel.
nowadays, her ghostly figure has been seen walking the halls looking for her father, while her father has also been seen searching for the highwayman that killed her daughter.
Oh.
Twist! They're both looking for someone. They'll never find each other.
This has got like a lot of Scooby-Doo elements to it. Do you know, like when they're running through the doors?
Right, another Scooby-Doo element, Mickey. Some people have claimed to see the murderous highwayman and have been too scared to enter rooms for fear of seeing him. There's also some strange noises going on.
It is a kind of spooky building.
It's an old building. It's a very old building.
Yeah, it's like what 1870. See, it's on the side of it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the original brick from the foundation.
So it was created in the 1700s and it was remodeled in 1897.
Yeah, I do think that's kind of haunted. However, there is also a Wheatsheaf Hotel pub that's listed as one of the most haunted places in the UK. And that's
so you
not
think
the
it's
same one.
jumping on the back of the other Wheatsheaf success?
Yeah, maybe it's just trying to get in there because obviously it's not a very good business.
Yeah.
But if you had to say a building that was haunted, though, I'd probably go with it. That one, like, to be fair.
Well,
small building though as well, isn't it?
the next building's going to blow that one out of the water, James.
ISIS.
It's the ISIS. Another pub.
It's
another
the
local
ISIS.
pub.
The ISIS.
Ship
Yeah?
ISIS. Ship ISIS.
The ship ISIS.
Right.
Yes.
I have a lot to say about this.
So, the ship ISIS is a pub pretty much in the centre of the city. We've all been. It's a lovely pub. However, it is said to be the home of Victorian serial killer Mary Ann Cotton. Cotton, or the Black
Yes.
Widow, as she is now known, also known as Scarlett Johansson, is believed to have killed 21 people, including 11 of her 13 children and several husbands. You see, I never knew that about Mary Ann Cotton.
She had 4 husbands and she allegedly killed 3 of them.
I think that's fine.
Imagine being the 4th husband, right? So tell us about your relationships.
Also, I think if you have the kids, you should be allowed to kill them.
Right.
It's your property, innit?
No.
You do what you want.
Skip that. Skip what you just said.
Alright,
Sure.
Some believe that the remains of 2 of Cotton's victims lie on the site of the inn.
Right. So when I worked, spent a lot of time in the build. It's a creepy building. So like, there's the cellar, and then there's like the first floor, then there's the second floor, then there's an attic upstairs. So the attic never gets used, and then there's like back rooms that never get used. And they're all kind of all pretty creepy. Like when you walk around, it's, you know, when you just doubt yourself and you always think you see something. When like your mind plays tricks on you, that happens a lot. But then the cellar, weird stuff used to happen in the cellar where you would like see things and then things would move, or you'd constantly like push something down and it would be in the same place.
It's also worth noting that there's a lot of tunnels run under the city from when we used to be quite an important shipping city. People would ship things in, and we have a lot of a lot of train tunnels running under the city. And I think often the thing goes that she would lure her victims, like her children, down the tunnels, kill them, and chuck them in the river. So I think the ISIS is on top of the tunnels.
There's tunnels that start in the cellar of the ISIS, and like the wall itself has been bricked over and then completely sealed because people kept complaining about the tunnels, saying like spooky things were happening, so they filled in the tunnels so you couldn't access them from like.
Now, she's known as the Black Widow. If she looked like Scarlett Johansson, would you be scared?
Absolutely not.
Yes, I would.
Is that because Scarlett Johansson's incredibly intimidating woman?
Users are going wildly into the aesthetics of how she looks.
Yeah.
The fact that she's had four husbands, 3 of which she's killed.
Yeah, but I would be the 4th. I would be the one that changed it.
The only reason the 4th one didn't get killed was because she got hung.
Well, yeah, but like,
So you want your wife to be hung.
if she looks like Scott Johansson, I'll take it.
So, I have another thing to say about the ISIS. So, this one time we got approached by like spiritual people, like the most, and wanted to come in.
Dakota.
They wanted to come in.
Really
and,
sticky
like,
handshake.
do the ghost hunts. All right, but someone from the pub had to be on premises, and they had to do it. It was a weekend, and they had to do it after it was shut. So they came at 2 a.m. So then me and my manager at the time, we were like, we'll stay. And we used to have like the bit at the back of the bar that's like in the roof area. We just stayed there and we just drank like just literally until about 5 in the morning when they stopped. And then they had to like stop it and like, yeah, we've seen enough. So like they didn't even finish anything they needed to do. They were like, oh yeah, that's it, we're done now. So either they all just absolutely spooked each other out and got scared, or they did actually just Mary Cotton got
Yeah, it's one of the big things about group ghost hunts, isn't it? You get creeped out at things that can be explained more than what can't be explained. Like you're down there and like you'll hear one of your mates shuffling behind you. It's like, oh shit, this is scary. And like the atmosphere gets to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Actually being
like,
creepy.
Oh, the kitchen's clean.
What's going on? Didn't expect this all now.
They were doing the like tabletop thing where you like stick with your hands on the table, and they were in the bar below us at one point, right? And they were like, and then the manager were going like, "We have to be quiet, we can't say a thing." At this point, we're probably about 10 bottles in, and they were like taunting, going, "Anyone there? Like, speak to us." And me and manager were just sitting like, do you know when your ribs hurt for laughing? Like you just got to keep your laughter in. We're both just sitting there wanting to burst out laughing, but we're like, we can't make noise because then they'll think it's the ghosty.
I guess we should have probably addressed this off the top, but do either of you actually believe in ghosts and the paranormal and all that shit?
Like it's you can't say yes, can you?
Not without looking like a nutcase.
Like, I've got one paranormal experience that I've experienced personally that I can remember.
I think I have a couple, to be honest.
And like, mine was I was a younger kid. I think I was about 8 or so, and I was in bed. And door was open. And I was like in bed doing whatever, watching TV or whatnot. And I like looked to my left, and my bedroom at my parents' house at the time, relatively small. So there was only about a gap about a meter between the bed and the door, if you know what I mean. And I remember there was like an Uncle Fester-looking character of like black cloak, white baldy head, went from like left to right.
A black cloak?
Yeah, vivid, like black robe sort of vibe, you know what I mean? And baldy head. And he walked past, looked, continued walking. And I was like, right, that's not my daughter, is it?
Did he have anything to say about his current temperature at the time?
No. Literally just a few second walk, but I can remember it ever so vividly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're haunted by some bald nuns. James,
sounds like Danny's Star.
No, like honestly, if you got Danny Star and holding a robe around them, probably the same. Like genuinely, like that is true. Like 100% stand by that. Like that is something.
So you fully believe that you've seen a ghost? And it wasn't just some pedo in the night.
No, like because it wasn't night time. It was like literally 8 p.m. It was around about this time. Like I was just chilling, and like people were in the house doing whatever. Like parents downstairs, James in the other room, and just vividly remember it. Like 100% to this day, I vividly remember it. It was only like a few seconds, as I say, but it's too vivid to like.
Maybe I think there's someone behind you.
Well, I can see the same camera as you. But yeah, no, that's mine. Does anyone else has any?
So my one's quite relative because it's about Darwin. So it was when my brother worked at Derwenthill. I spent quite a lot of time there, and you just kind of just got used to things happening. But a couple of things that did happen is like upstairs where we lived, there was like 2 doors and a fire door, then 2 doors, and you got in from the end of the corridor. So the fire door was the one that like swung, and then the last 2 inches it like banged type thing.
Yeah.
And there's a few times where me and Ben were the only people staying on site, and in the middle of the night you just hear that door bang, like someone's open, but that's literally outside the bedroom in full downhill. So that's like the corridor. So you got to get through like 7 more floors, paths, whatever. So that's kind of creepy. Plus there was one there.
And there's no
And
way
then,
it could be like sort of natural like wind out like that, no?
Oh mate, it's just corridor, very top of the house, basically in the attic, just a corridor, fire door, no one in the building, no other doors, no windows, no out. Just a couple of times out. And the other one, this is the more spooky one, and the only thing I've never been able to have like just a random like, oh, could have been the wind, that type of thing. So do you know the front room at Owen Hill where the TV is on the wall? Then if you were facing the TV, you've got like the pool room, then you've got the hall, then you've got the canteen behind.
Okay.
Everyone following?
Yeah.
So we were sitting on them settees. It was me, Faye, Ben, and Harry. And I was sitting facing the TV, and we're like, oh, let's watch a spooky film. Like, it'll be funny. We'll watch a spooky. So we eventually we ended up watching a spooky film, and we're probably about 20 minutes into the spooky film, and then all of a sudden, all the doors behind us just swung open. So the canteen door and the hall door, they swung open, and then the pool room, that's on like a slidey door, so that didn't, but it like shook. So Faye like hit the door, can't speak, hit the floor, jumped off the settee. Harry just sat like, and obviously Ben's quite a realistic guy, and Ben knew like nothing he could say would be the answer to what happened. So Ben was on edge, and you could like tell he was on edge. So I had to walk around, and I would like push the door all the way open into the hall, just an empty hall. But then the window at the back was just wide open, and it's got like locks on. So we're like, that should not be open. Like, no way someone would have left that open or anything. So we went and we pushed that shut, and then we shut the door. But then we went into the canteen door, which is a separate room, all like no windows or anything was open, and that door also blew up.
So the thing that scares me about this sort of story is that my mind doesn't go, oh, spooky ghost. It goes, that was probably a person.
Yeah,
there's probably
like,
a person somewhere doing something dodgy. Like, my mind wouldn't instantly jump paranormal. I would be on edge because I would be like, all right, I might have to fight someone right now.
Especially in the middle of a bloody outdoor centre.
Yeah.
That's owned by the council. Like, anyone could come and rob you for anything.
So I've had a couple of spooky ones.
Creepy. That building creepy.
Yeah, creepy down, really creepy down though. Constantly noises and banging doors.
Like even
and
if it wasn't haunted, it's so old and creepy.
Yeah, like a lot of old houses are just.
Anyway, you know what I mean? But
the new bit though, the new bit was just as scary because that's all glass. So like, there's loads of windows you can look through where you look through another window.
Yeah.
So the new corridor bit that they built, that's even scarier.
So we got one more haunted spot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But first off, I want to share my spooky experience.
Yeah.
Well, you go on.
Woke up this morning just covered in this goo.
Oh, tiny man.
Don't know what it was, where it came from. All I remember.
You about our scary experiences and you getting.
One moment I'm dreaming about Scarlett Johansson. Next thing I know, ectoplasm.
Spooks, man. He's got to say a funny story because now he's sitting in his house.
No, I don't believe in any of this shit.
Nah, you're
but
like, aren't you?
Like I said, I do get spooked by these things, but I don't believe. Alright, so the final one. Stadium of Light. How weird the lads.
What's up with him? What's wrong with that?
The ghosts.
Alright, so Stadium of Light is said to be one of the most haunted stadiums in Britain. I wish this was just a big joke about how we've got no chance of any like success or anything. But
Yeah.
some players said that they were concerned that their chances of success were threatened by the ghostly figure which haunted their training grounds. Staff members reported seeing a dim shape in a corridor, and it was perceived to be a supernatural being.
It's a new building, though.
A second sighting was reported by Sunderland's then striker Stephen Elliott, which fueled the rumours of the club being haunted. The spirit is known as Spotty, the 18th century fiend who guided ships to crash upon the rocks. That has nothing to...
No, it is. It's the rocks at the bottom with the next to Stadium of Light. Joe, where the sculptures going down the hill.
Alright.
Rocks.
Eh?
So, the Stadium of Light, the football stadium, has a ghost in it that
Called Spotty.
wants to guide ships into rocks and doesn't want the club to do well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit
It explains a lot. That should have
He should
been
be
part
our
of Sunderland
mascot.
Till I Die, that. If they went ghost hunting for Spotty, that would have been class.
So,
That's
first
actually
of
Stephen's
all,
goal. He cat them all chasing after him.
Stadium of Light, that was built in our lifetime, wasn't it? That was built in like 2001 or something, wasn't it? 2001, 2002 or something like that?
Okay,
I honestly don't know.
And I think it's just too big and just too
1996.
open to house ghosts.
But isn't that where they want you? They want you to think?
Nah,
Taking the side of the ghosts on this one.
I don't think.
Got your ear like.
Sing about you could never catch him. If you see
I
him
think-
sat at the back of the stands, you're like, oh shit, is that Spotty? Get after him, lads. Stephen
like
Elliott
when-
sprinting up the stairs.
It was just the sidemen playing bloody hide and seek, man.
Could be anything.
You'll never know. I'll never be able to go to
I
this match.
I think it's too big of a building. That's just like saying like, oh, I reckon Sunderland City Town Centre on.
Here's the thing.
Don't make them accusations.
If this ghost isn't real, right, if we're living in that reality where there's no such thing as that ghost, how do you explain the terrible run of form that Sunderland's had in the past couple of years?
Injuries,
You can't.
stress.
You can't do it, see?
No, actually, right. Yeah, they were false accusations.
Dan,
Stephen Elliott.
I can't wait for your interview on Sunderland Till I Die.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna come
But
up.
it's like, what do you think Sunderland's doing wrong? And you just go, oh, well, it's Spotty, you know?
He's going to look like one of them dodgy people
That's
like
gonna-
Hills of
that's
Ice,
gonna
get caught
open-
by aliens. It's Spotty.
I hope I get one of them bottom thirds where it's like Danny Fletcher, Spotty fan,
I'll own a big Spotty boy.
believes in Derek Acora or whatever, covered in goo.
Oh, constantly gloomy.
So that's it for the spooky bit. I thought it was just a nice little change from the norm of just talking about our weeks
So-
and lockdown and stuff. But I thought, yeah,
So
No,
what
I
have we
don't.
learned?
I truly only believe there could be a bit of a haunt.
in one specific ghost.
So, I've never heard of Stadium of Light being haunted, and then I've never really heard of Washington Hall just because I think it's Washington.
I
But-
like
I can definitely say the other two I've heard people talk about.
I mean, if the card lad's out there, it's only a matter of time before we find each other.
Nah, the cow lad looks like a sloth with a goblin head, wearing a KKK cloak.
Well,
I like them.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed speaking about spooky stuff. So, we're going to move on. Because this week we started our first ever movie club.
Movie club.
That's a bit of a jarring transition, isn't it? Do you know why I did that though?
It was stiff.
Because that's probably
Oh, have you
caught
got
some
another
people
bad
by
joke
surprise. That's probably caught some people
Oh.
by surprise and they've been spooked. So, It's like a jump scare of a transition.
Yeah, and all sort. No, honestly, I was spooky than any story.
Mate, what did we watch this week?
We watched a fine movie starring Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
called Kiss Bang Bang.
And what a film it is, might I say.
And it is a lovely black comedy.
Genuinely one of my favourite films that exists. I think it's just so good. Like, it's so snappy, it's so entertaining.
Oh yeah, it's one of the first films in terms of year it was released that sort of had them funny transitions, you know what I mean? Like they've had a composition transition of something happening. So I think when it first opens, one of these scenes is he's at that Hollywood party, isn't he? And he's talking to some wifey and she's like, "Who are you? What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm retired, I invented dice." And she's like, "Oh, I'm a movie star." Then it goes into her in a porno and she gets like a head slap by a werewolf.
Well, I watched it earlier and I decided to make a bunch of notes while I did it. One of my notes specifically is every time that a boob pops up on screen.
Oh yeah, there's, and what I like as well, it's the whole 80s-ish. Well, I don't know if it's 80s-ish, but I get that vibe of like the laid-back California life, you know what I mean, of that era.
I absolutely love the fact that the whole time you've got Robert Downey Jr. narrating his own film.
Yeah.
And he's aware that he's doing it, and the film reacts to his narration rather than the other way around. Like, he'll go, "Whoa, stop," and the thing will pause, and it'll like rewind to another spot in the movie and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just such a better way of doing it than normal narration.
It opens up and he's chainsawing some wifey in half at his birthday party, isn't it? But then later on it transitions and it was actually me with the chainsaw. You didn't realize it was him with the chainsaw at the time. Goes through the crowd and there's like two people blocking the camera. He's like, "You two," goes out the trim. And then like this
So James, you didn't watch this?
No, I didn't watch it.
We're gonna go spoiler heavy, I think, because
That's
fuck
fine,
it.
fine,
So essentially, like, it's a mystery film, right? It's a detective film.
It's detective.
Yeah. And Robert Downey Jr. is this thief, right? Well, sorry, it starts all the way at the start with a flashback. Well, an opening scene where this little lass gets cut in half by a guy with a chainsaw in a magic trick.
Yeah,
she's like a girl in the box, and she like screams and screams and screams. And when you're watching it, you're like, "Oh shit, something's gone wrong," because they're all kids. Like a guy with a kid with a chainsaw is chopping up somebody else with a chainsaw, but she's just acting, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and be the best actress." Blah blah blah.
And that slaps.
And then boom, you're straight into Robert Downey Jr.'s at a party. He's like, "Hey, I'm Robert Downey Jr. Also, I'm narrating this movie." But yeah, the way that you flash back to how Robert Downey Jr. got there, and I absolutely love this bit. It reminds us of Suits, you know, where Mike he's running away from the police.
It's the scenario, it's the exact same scenario.
Robert Downey Jr. is the thief. He's stealing from a toy store for his nephew, and the alarm goes off, so he legs it down the alleyway, and this woman just pops out of her window with a gun. Robert Downey Jr. and his mate are like, "Oh, honestly, love, don't shoot. It's fine. The gun's empty." And he like goes to show her the gun and just shoots his mate dead through the heart. He's dead. Robert Downey Jr. runs off to an audition. The audition, right, just so happens to be the exact same scenario as what's just happened to him. Yeah. It's somebody's just got his partner killed. So he breaks down and he's like, "Oh, I've killed my partner," and then they're like, "Oh shit, mate, this guy's got some acting chops." So they cast him and they fly him off to Hollywood. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, and then the movie that he's gonna be in, he's a detective, isn't he?
Yeah, and he needs to learn how to be a detective.
And that's when he teams up with everyone's favorite Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, also known as Gay Perry.
Yeah, Gay Perry.
What I will say about this film, very, very like odd treatment of homosexuality and gayness in general.
Yeah.
Robert Downey, there's a point in this movie where they do the classic like, "Oh, the cops are coming, kiss me," so they don't know what's going on. And Val Kilmer kisses Robert Downey Jr. and the cops go away, and then Robert Downey Jr. is almost physically sick at the fact that he's just kissed a man.
Yeah.
I was like, this seems a bit.
When did the film come out though? It was a pretty old one, wasn't it?
So it's 2005. Yeah. Which doesn't seem that long ago, but I guess it is 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think the way it's shot as well looks a lot older as well. Tries to get that noir vibe, you know?
Right, yeah, it's very noirish. Also, I've got one of my notes here is Val Kilmer plays a gay wizard because there's points in the movie where he hears people's names and he goes, "Oh, he's gay."
Yeah.
So just based on people's names, Val Kilmer knows if somebody's gay or not. So anyway, he starts doing a job with Val Kilmer.
Mm-hmm. The kiss in the park.
And it ends up being like loads of dead bodies, and the girl from the beginning is actually in Hollywood with Robert Downey Jr. They all meet up, and her sister kills herself, and they try and investigate it.
Mm.
At the same time as investigating another dead body that showed up. It's pretty good. It's entertaining.
And it's like a comedy of errors to a degree in some of the scenarios.
Yeah.
So obviously, the initial dead body, there's a car in the lake, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like when you get in the boot, they think someone's in there. So they try to shoot it open, but end up like shooting the dead body. So it looks like they would have killed her.
Yeah. So they try and just ditch everything, they run away. What I absolutely love though is the scene pretty much directly after that where the Robert Downey Jr. goes to the bathroom and he's just taking a piss, as you do. And then you see that the body's in the shower behind him. Like somebody's moved the body there. And he turns around and he's like, "Oh shit," he just pisses all over the dead body. And then when he's on the phone with Val Kilmer trying to explain the fact that he's just pissed on a body. Val Kilmer's like, no, you don't ask any questions now. Why the fuck did you just piss on a body? It's just so good, man.
It's very quirky.
So much that is just like that though, like a lot of just quippy stuff and scenarios, and I like the bit in the middle because it is a movie, so you do have to have that bit where the main characters fall out. And I absolutely love
some development and all that, isn't it?
I love the irony of the fact that the reason that these two fall out is because the character Robert Downey Jr. is playing has only been brought in because Colin Farrell wants too much money.
Yeah, he's a buffer.
So yeah, he's just trying to cheapen Colin Farrell's price tag, which is so funny, like in hindsight. I don't know, was Robert Downey Jr., was this like in his lowest point? Or was he back by then? Iron Man wasn't until 2008.
Yeah, I think it was quite low.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. sort of went off the rails for a little bit, didn't he? And that he was off the rails like late 1900s, early 2000s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The way he was just on the set 24/7. He was like that era's Charlie Sheen, so to speak.
The way I always remember it is that Iron Man was sort of the first break that he got after the whole rehab thing and getting better. So I don't know. Maybe. I've got a...
Maybe it was...
Got his filmography here. So, when was Iron Man? 2008. Kiss Bound to 2005. His breakdown officially ended, according to him, in 2001.
Alright.
So between 2001 to...
So Colin Farrell was probably bigger than him.
Yeah.
At that stage of his career. Because that's when Colin Farrell was getting bangers like Daredevil.
Get started on Daredevil, mate.
I've got one of my favourite quotes just written down here as one of my notes. And that is where Robert Downey Jr. says to Val Kilmer's character, "Don't quit your gay job."
Is that the end?
That's the whole quote. I found them very funny.
For me, yeah, it is funny, but the majority of things that made things funnier was the way everything was shot.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there's the scene near enough-ish in the middle, where he's at the party and he's acting like a tough guy and he's trying to like intimidate him. Like, I know what I'm talking about. You're not going to have a fight, and then it goes from getting like a head kicked in the garden.
Yeah.
And that's when he first bumps into Gay Perry. Like, it's just cut so well, so good.
It's all it's like fast cuts and good stuff. Also, like, just little bits, like a normal film would play it up so much for laughs when Robert Downey Jr. gets his finger cut off. He's stood in a doorway, he's talking to a girl, his hand's just in the door frame. Door gets slammed, door gets reopened, and she goes, "Did I just cut off your finger?" Robert Downey Jr. goes, "Yeah, you cut off my finger." And that's it. Like, it's not like we don't see a close-up of the finger, we don't see, like, nobody's overreacting, nobody's panicking too much. It's just, yeah, you've just cut off my finger. Fuck.
Of like black comedy almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And just that the acting's so good. Like, there's not much that I don't like about this film.
oh yeah, it's like a perfect movie. Like, it's all executed in terms of how it's been directed, produced, shot, acted.
And there's
who directed it?
It's Shane Black, and I think it was the first film he ever directed. And he went on to do I always get this one mixed up. It's not The Other Guys, it's The Nice Guys.
The Nice Guys.
With Ryan Gosling.
Added that to my watch list.
Yeah. That's also really good. It's like a more polished version of this film, but I still think that this film is the better of the two.
I would say you're wrong.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Also, like, another thing that I really respect is that you know that they're constantly talking about the plot. Like, the whole way through, they tell you what's going to happen in the film. The characters themselves, they're like, oh, because it's essentially, there's a fake spy novel that they all love. And the plot sort of evolves like one of them spy novels, but it's also like real world stuff, so they'll be like, it's things that you can relate to, like even Miss Marples and stuff. Like, there'll be something going on in the background that doesn't seem very relevant, and that's the same case, and it's all working together. I just like that. And I like the fact that you know it's going to end in a big shootout, and there's going to be lots of violence and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't glorify. At no point does it glorify the fact that Robert Downey Jr. kills someone. Like, midway through, he kills the first person that he kills, and like, Robert Downey Jr. acts so well, and you can see it's taking like a huge physical toll on him to actually take a life. He's not just a cool action hero who shot somebody. He's just a guy.
Yeah, it's very real.
And then a dog steals his finger and eats it. And it's funny. It's like that perfect balance of seriousness and levity, and it's really good.
Oh, 10 out of 10 recommended.
Also, my favourite scene of the movie probably is the bit where Robert Downey Jr. is interrogating the guy, and he's got the revolver, and he puts one bullet in the revolver, and he spins the chamber, says, "Tell us where she is," closes the gun, pulls the trigger, and just blows his head off instantly. And he's trying to work out why that happened. Oh, God.
Yeah,
So
it's a
good.
classic one, that one.
He messes up quite a lot with the guns as well. Look, he counts the bullets at one point as well.
Yeah.
And it's all very funny. It's like you can see like he's being thrusted into the role of a private detective. Obviously, what he's portraying in the film.
Yeah.
Like him as an actor in the movie, like that's what he's about. However, like he's just got no idea. So it's like really funny in that respect. On the note of Shane Black, then FYI.
Yeah.
He also directed
Iron Man 3. I know. It's so similar.
You said Iron Man 3 was one of your favourites, didn't you?
It is, yeah. I really like it because it reminds me so much of this film, I think. Like the witty banter. the action scenes that aren't like too action-y. Although, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I wanted to talk about the final bit, alright? They've finally hunted down the bad guys. They're ready to like finish the movie off, and it all takes place on like a bridge over a highway. So, lots of stuff happens. Can you still hear?
Yeah. Turn it all in, guy.
Alright, cool. It's weird. I can't hear anything. It looks like James is frozen.
It looks like James is on a website you shouldn't be on.
I'm not doing anything.
So anyway, the end scene, they chase them onto this highway bridge. They all get out. They've got the guns out. Some guy gets a bleed 2-for-1 on Gay Perry and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh.
And you're like, oh shit, everybody's dead. But they're not dead, are they? Robert
No,
Downey
They never
Jr.
die.
gets a phone call from his missus, and she's like, oh, come and save us. And he's like, aye, that'll do. I'm getting up. He gets up, he's lining up a shot on the guys that are going to go and kill his girlfriend. And then a car comes out of nowhere and goes to crush him. He jumps off the bridge, lands on top of a sign, which earlier a coffin's fell on, and a dead girl's hand is hanging out the coffin. He rolls off the coffin, grabs her hand, is holding onto it. The gun's on top of the coffin, and then the guy that tried to hit him with the car gets out and starts lining up a shot on him, and then the gun falls off the coffin. He catches it with his hand that's got one finger missing. Shoots the guy perfectly, falls off the coffin onto the car that was coming to kill his girlfriend, kills 4 guys. They just go, and then it just ends with him going like, all done. He throws the gun away.
That sounds like a good ending.
It's a very high ending.
It's just so out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, imagine if you were on drugs. It's a really bizarre thing.
Also, at the very end, Val Kilmer goes and slaps an old man.
Yeah. Because, and then the bloke's like, you're a big man for hitting us while I'm down or something of that nature. He's like, I am.
Because the old man has been raping Robert Downey Jr.'s girlfriend's sister from a very young age.
Yeah.
So it is all warranted. And then you see that at the very, very end, they've started a detective agency together, and Val Kilmer has the sickest ponytail and goatee in the world.
Goatee.
It's so good.
That bit.
I absolutely love it. It's honestly one of my favourite movies. I still give it a 10 out of 10 to this day.
I mean, it's definitely something that I need to watch.
I understand that wasn't much of a review, and it was more just listing the best scenes.
But I mean, that says a lot about the review, though, because if you want to literally narrate back all your favourite parts and all your favourite quotes and everything that happened, then that means it was good, doesn't it? You enjoyed it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like you're excited to talk about them, weren't you? So if you watch a bad film, you don't really want to talk about it. You don't really have anything to speak. You're not going to read like loads of scenes.
If you watch a boring film, but because bad films can be great films. You know what I mean?
But yeah, but that's the difference, isn't it? Because they're called great films.
Just hanging out with my family. Gonna have a good time. Sorry?
Have you watched any other movies last week in the meantime?
I haven't. I've started watching the Clone Wars on Disney Plus.
Have you?
Yeah, it's a kid show.
Why?
Because I've sort of got into a Star Wars obsession a little bit, where I want to work out why some of it's so bad and some of it's so good.
Yeah. I was wounded when I started watching The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, haven't seen this, it's going to be great. Bought it, and I've seen it.
It is a decent film though, right? I watched a lot of reviews on it since, and I understand why a lot of people hate it.
I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Because there was a lot of...
I was kind of bored second way through it. Second time through, I had no interest in it at all. Like,
I think the issue with that film is that it doesn't really stop, and it never lets you work out what's happening or why it's happening. It just keeps on moving, and I think it's because they've got to fit 3 films worth of plot into one film.
Yeah,
but
it goes for a lot of time. Like,
yeah, we've got the end of this one. It's been a very messy podcast. A lot of technical issues. We've been spooked. We've talked about the best movie.
Well,
before we go, we do have to say what we're going to watch for the next movie night, which takes place on a Wednesday in Discord. And this week is your choice, right, Mickey?
It is correct. So, I want to open this up to the group. To be fair, I want to get people's opinions. So I had prepared them. Bear with me. Got them saved in my notes, as everyone does. I also worked out on notes not too long ago. Do you know how you? Oh, you don't. Do you have an iPhone, Dan?
No, I do not.
Oh, well, the first word you put in your notes always bolds it. I've learned how to fix that. That's the best. So I'm into my moodier, more serious stuff at the moment. So I don't know if you'd be in for a more intense, or would you want something a bit more carefree?
are you going to say Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler's no, man.
I
No.
think-
Are you going to say Donnie Darko?
If it's under 2.5 hours, I don't mind what it is.
Right. Get it. So we've got True Romance. Have you ever seen True Romance?
Nope.
No, but my sister's wedding was based on that film.
Oh, it's SBN. Or I haven't even saved the name. I've just saved the actor's name. What an idiot I am.
Who's the actor?
It's your boy Armie Hammer, isn't it?
Oh god. Is it Man from U.N.C.L.E.? I love Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I do love Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Knives Out.
Is it the Lone Ranger?
Not the Lone Ranger, no. That was the worst. My dad really likes that movie. I don't know why. It's absolutely horrendous.
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh, sorry, no, it's not. It's Beautiful Boy. That's what
Beautiful
it's called.
Boy. So these are 2 films I've never seen. I don't mind watching either.
So one's Beautiful Boy's a bit more serious. And then you've got True Romance, which is a bit here. It's almost of the same ilk as this week's watch.
So which one would you prefer, Michael?
I'd like to watch True Romance.
True Romance?
Alright.
Yeah, because I've never seen it, and it is meant to be like one of them classics, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and a little spice for you in True Romance as
Yeah.
well. It's got Brad Pitt in.
Well, in
But
that case...
He's only in it for like a little while. He's very early days of acting.
Right.
Early Brad Pitt.
So,
what you think about that?
what we're going to do then is we're going to call it there. If anybody would like to watch along with us, we do host a movie night on Discord on Wednesday nights. Our Discord is found in the links below on both Twitch and YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can watch next week's episode recorded live on a Friday night at 8 PM. If you haven't already watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, go ahead, watch it. It's great. If you haven't watched True Romance, watch it by next Friday. And feel free to engage in the chat and stuff when we talk movies.
And also,
feel free to engage in the chat whenever. I mean, we just might ignore it.
excellent. Next week, see you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening and watching. And yeah.
Thank you. See you.
See you on the flippy flip.
See you later, YouTube.
Goodbye.
Who too?